Hi everyone, and welcome to another luxurious expert playthrough Let's Play of Super Loud Boys 420XX. My name is Justin.
My name is Matt.
And we are playing Spyro the Dragon, or something to that effect, today. And it's gonna be wonderful. Spyro is my all-time favorite PS1 game. It is my favorite 3D platformer. It is better than Super Mario 64. By a considerable margin, and I'm just really happy that we're playing it because I love it to death, honestly.
We now have 12,000.
This is our intro cutscene here.
Is there important story elements that are going on right now that we need to be paying attention to?
Kind of, but
Who's this guy?
well, so this guy is just a random dragon.
Is that Ron Perlman?
This guy is
That's Ron
I
Perlman.
used to think I used to think this was Spyro's dad because they kind of look similar. I don't believe that he is.
Besides, he is ugly.
So basically what just happened is they're insulting Nasty Nork on live television, and he can see this happening, and he has decided to turn all of the large dragons in the world into crystals. So Spyro's job now is to go and rescue all the dragons.
So he's got to collect crystals.
Basically, yes,
So
he's
this is
collecting.
Which came first? This?
Okay, so
I think
this
we crashed it. Correct?
Crash
This was
absolutely
the
came
demo
first.
fee. Okay,
Yep.
so we can.
So right now I'm freeing the first dragon. This is Nestor.
That was easy.
Yeah. So we're off to a great start. If it wasn't apparent, Matt has never played Spyro.
That's well, not entirely. I have
okay.
played. What I think might be this first level that we're coming up on, because I did play it in the demo.
Okay.
Attached, I think, to one. I think when I played it, it was attached to one of the Crash Bandicoots. I think the third one, because that was the one I played the most.
That is true. Spyro there was a Spyro the Dragon demo on Crash 3.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me a moment as I have to turn up our mic because it's too quiet. That should be better. Ugh. So it was on the disc. You could enter a code at the beginning of Crash 3, and you could get it. Yep.
Yep, I remember that.
So I do not remember at all what that demo contained, but I remember the demo that I played as a child contained a blocked off section of this homeworld that we're in right now. So the whole deal with this game is there's 6 hub worlds that you can kind of just run around, like they're pretty wide open, and there's portals to other worlds, and there's some dragons you can find and a lot of gems. So basically the main goal of this game is to rescue dragons and collect gems.
They're just laying around. They're not even
I know.
hiding, like,
Yeah,
it's
you don't
pretty
have
easy.
to. And the whole gimmick is they all give you like gameplay tips and stuff like that. Which, I mean, this game is pretty well self-explanatory, but right now what this guy's describing to me is my health bar, which I'll show you after he's done talking.
And see what I mean.
And yeah, this time of game development was all about voice acting, because, you know, now that these games are on CDs, you can do a lot with the music and you can do a lot with the voice acting, so they're just trying to do as much voice acting as possible, it seems like. So anyway, the dragonfly that's behind me is named Sparks, and he is my health bar. So if I get hit, which I'm not planning on getting hit because I'm way too good at this game, he'll change colors, and eventually you lose him, and if you get hit when you don't have Sparks, you die.
So like a Buddhamaga.
Pretty much, yeah. He's
That's
basically
his name,
Aku
by the way.
Aku. Yep.
Okay.
So right now what we're doing is we're going into Sunny Flight. This is like a bonus level, kind of. There's 5 of them.
Was that the puzzle to get in here was to land on all 4 of those?
Yes, it was. And
so they're
there's,
starting off easy,
I know. Well, so there's a dragon later in the game that explains to you that you need to do that, but you know, I'm a genius. And
You're a pro gamer, so
Yes.
you've got that down already.
Yep. So what I did here is I actually messed up, because you're supposed to, every one of these things that I break is giving me extra time, and since I went through and I broke them all at once,
You kind of screwed yourself over, maybe?
Yeah.
But I imagine since you're so good at this game, you'll be able to do just
you are
fine.
correct about that. So we'll see. I think we'll be all right. But so basically everything in this game is either flamed or charged. So you can use your fire breath, or you can run into things with your horns.
What are you trying to do? You trying to blow everything up here?
Yeah,
What's
basically
going on?
I'm just going around wrecking shit.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Is it like
of this
you can
game
do it
in a
in your
nutshell.
own order?
Yep, yeah, so this one, a lot of the later levels are actually a bit more linear. This one's kind of wide open because they don't really intend for you to go to this one first, even though it's in the first world, because, you know, it's kind of hidden. But I'm doing pretty well here, so now all I have to do is fly through all these green arches, and they kind of go in a big circle around the main, this area here. So I should have plenty of time, so right now we're just kind of auto-scrolling, which is fun.
So what all can Spyro do?
Oh, Spyro can do it all.
So far,
man.
what can we do right now?
Well, so Spyro...
I assume we'll learn new powers as we
You
go
are
through the game.
completely wrong.
Oh, okay.
Everything that Spyro can do now is what Spyro can do throughout the game. There's different
cool,
things here and there in the levels that give you different abilities, but it's nothing amazing. And as you can see, I have passed this test with flying colors.
And just kind of fucked off.
Yeah,
he's going.
He's
who
just
knows
like
where.
gone. Yep. So
Oh man.
basically, what I just did was I got 300 gems. So 100%ing this game entails getting all the dragons and getting all the gems, which I'm off to a great start.
Yeah.
I am absolutely going to 100% this game. It's not too difficult. So one little quirk is when you come back into a world, everything respawns, and as you can see, I was getting gems from this guy before, and now I'm getting little orbs. And these orbs, you can see they're going around my life counter up there. If you collect a certain amount of those orbs, you get an extra life.
That's thoughtful.
So we're going to go into this level in a bit. I want to clear out this area just so I don't miss anything later. So I'm going to go in here. There's an extra life in here.
We're looking at red is 1 gem.
Correct. Green is 2.
And then blue is 5.
5. Yep. And we will have yellow later, which is 10, and purple, which is 25.
Worse is always purple.
25. Yep. So this is the first actual level. This is Dark Hollow. It's got a really nice night theme. It's got really cool music. It's got these guys with swords with blood on them in an E-rated game. That my mom was really thrilled with that when I was a kid. We're gonna come back here later. If it seems like I'm speedrunning this, it's because I briefly entertained the idea of speedrunning this game because I'm too good at it. But this guy we have to wait for, so because this guy has metal armor on his chest, so I can't flame. You can't flame anything metal in the entire Spyro series. So most of the time, these enemies will have a soft spot on their butt that you can put some fire on and kill them.
So you can shoot fire out of your mouth, right?
Yep.
Ooh, fly. Obviously, we've seen evidence of that.
Yes.
Rescue dragons by walking
Yes.
into them. I don't really know what you're doing. Are you flaming it?
You're literally, you can just walk into them.
Use the triangle button when you want to zoom in and look around.
So he's...
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Oh, good time to mention, the voice of Spyro should sound awfully familiar to you. Do you have any guesses on who it might be?
Is it Crash?
Uh-uh.
I don't know. It does sound familiar, but I've only literally listened to him just that
Sure.
once.
So it's the Taco Bell Chihuahua.
Oh, I would not have guessed that. But it makes sense given the time period.
Yeah, definitely. Late 90s. This game came out in 1998. And that was about the time that the Taco Bell Chihuahua was a thing.
Who made this game?
Insomniac Games made this game. Now known for such wonderful treasures as Ratchet and Clank and the Resistance series. And what are they doing? Oh, they're making the new Spider-Man game that's coming out in next year,
Right.
I believe. Yep. So this was their second game. Their first game was basically a Doom clone called Disruptor for the PS1. I have never played that game, but I've heard it's decently passable.
I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah, so they went from an FPS to this game because they needed something a bit more kid-friendly.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, it's
I
you.
wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but
So,
metal armor is fireproof.
how many
But a charge
Spyro games
can't
were
protect.
there?
Way too many.
Way too many.
So, similar to the Crash series, it's generally accepted that the first 3 games are the bomb,
Okay.
and then after that, Insomniac kind of stopped making Spyro games. There's a whole bunch of, oh, I just got hit. Oh my god, I'm such a failure. I'm gonna have to edit that out.
We gotta start this LP over.
I know. No, I'm just gonna have to edit that out. I'm not going to. But Spyro and Crash were both actually owned by Universal Interactive, and as any big media conglomerate, Universal Interactive sucks, and they took creative control away and handed it off to a bunch of other smaller developers who proceeded to drag Spyro and Crash's names through the mud until they were completely useless.
So here's a question then.
Sure.
We've seen, obviously, Crash remastered.
Yes.
Can we expect maybe a Spyro remaster?
That is definitely where everybody is. Everybody's hoping. If you spent any time on the Crash Bandicoot subreddit recently, everyone's like, okay, well, we got Crash, so, you know, the developers that made the Crash trilogy aren't doing anything, so why don't they do Spyro? And it's like, well,
seems like a necessary, like that would be the necessary next step is to go to
I
Spyro.
would cry if they announced the Spyro trilogy remade, because
Big enemies like this can walk with the club.
all these dragons are just explaining things that I've already explained, so I'll probably skip a lot of them. But Spyro now, I would say I like more than Crash. When I was a kid, I was definitely more into Crash, but I think Spyro has aged a lot better. Control-wise, I think it's still rock solid, and it just looks good. Like, a lot of PS1 games from this era look really blocky and just ugly as hell, but
This game does
Spyro,
look really good.
I know,
like it.
Spyro still just looks like a magical world. Like
This and Crash.
it looks so great.
So good.